Good morning to you all, good morning. It's not a bad morning, it's comfortably warm, overcast. And I've come today to the town of Obterre. And you're looking, thinking, well, that just looks like a field of hay. Which it is, because I'm not quite in the town of Obterre. Today is Thursday the 30th of May. Those of you that know these things know that it's Ascension Day, La Fête d'Ascension, and it's a public holiday in France. So the town is closed, and throughout the town there are people selling things. Interesting things, things that aren't interesting, things that are expensive and things that are cheap. But that's what we're up to today, and through the course of the rest of the day I will take some more shots of what we're looking at, and I have already spent money. I'll show you what I ended up with later. I'm being very disciplined because I've got enough junk and rubbish in my life already. But there's some fascinating things to look at. You've seen this sort of thing, some of you will have seen this sort of thing on the television, whether you watch American Pickers or whether you watch Dickinson's Real Deal or whatever. You know, you see something you fancy, then you argue and you make ridiculous offers. And of course it's much more fun when you do it in a foreign language. Much more fun. Box of pen nibs, that would be really useful, wouldn't it? Yeah. Fun stuff, eh? There's some interesting gardening tools. They do have tools that are somewhat different to what we'd see in England, but when you pick them up you realise they tend to be made for people who are a bit smaller than me. I'm lugging this camera around and forgetting to point it at things and turn it on. Something that is quite a feature here in Obterre is that hedge, and it spells the name of the town, and standing here you can't see it properly. Yeah, perhaps as I get further round we'll get a better view of that. But that's what you can do with box hedging. Well, I saw this flight of stairs and I thought I could walk up them. I could walk the rest of the way up to this gorgeous little church, but not today because, okay, I'm going to go down that way where there is a cafe that sells coffee. When the weather's a little bit brighter I shall bring you back here. You haven't lost your opportunity. Now, amongst all sorts of things, I shouldn't stand here and say amongst junk because that's insulting to the people that's selling it. That's rather a nice singer sewing machine, if you like that sort of thing. But what caught my eye, in fact, was something over here. When did you last see a television like that? Well, this is one of those events that you think, Obterre, it's a tiny little place, it will take 5 minutes to walk around. Oh, no, 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 no. No, this is a very, very big Brocante. And, well, this is just one little corner of it. Slightly, this is the other side of the river from the town centre. Well, I did tell you that I'd show you what I bought, and I will in a moment, but I'm going to have to put you down while I extract everything from the car, I think. Well, the whole point of a Brocante is to sell old rubbish to people with more money than sense, basically. And today we had more money than sense, and we bought stuff. The first thing, now actually I knew exactly what we wanted those for before I picked them up. There's a job that I've got that actually needs those. It's a job that's not going to get done for a while, but you know, they're quite nice, and they were very, very cheap. And a little witch money box. Yeah, everyone needs a witch money box, don't they? And a box of screws. Now, I've got lots of screws, but these are nice old-fashioned ones with, you know, proper tops on them. I've got a job that needs new old screws. Funnily enough, you can't buy new old screws, so I'm very happy with that. Wire wool. Why on earth would anyone buy wire wool? Well, we did. And in case the lights go wrong, you know, here comes a candle to light me to bed, here comes the axeman to chop off your head stuff. Oh, I quite like that. Very, very useful. Wonderful thing to have. That's a useful thing. It cost less than a plug. You know, I've got one in England, but it's got an English plug on it. So getting one here with a French plug on it, that was good. It was very cheap. Happy with that. Then we come to this great big chunky sort of thing, made in China. Okay, we all know what we say about that. But again, it's got a French plug on it, and it's quite an old one, and it's quite heavily made, and that will do a job. But the thing that I think you will all be most excited about, I certainly am, look at that sweet little cooker. Isn't that just cracking? Wonderful, wonderful thing. I know exactly where it's going. I know what's got to be done to it first. It's got to be cleaned up and painted with some heat resist black paint, and it's all got to be, that's actually what the wire wool was for. But isn't that just a little beauty? You'll be seeing more of that as the work progresses. Inside the oven, there's the legs to go on the bottom. It stands on legs. But what a cracking little thing. it's complete, it's got everything. Yeah, we'll be seeing a lot more of that. And I know exactly where it's going. All I've got to do is build a chimney first. Well, there we are. That was a good trip to a Brocante. Some interesting and good stuff. I thought you might like to see this with its legs on. It's actually a very handsome thing, isn't it? You know, it's got a little grill and griddle thing, and you pop your combustibles in that side, and a hot plate, and a tiny little oven complete with cobwebs. That's good, isn't it? And what I'm going to be doing later today is I'm going to be looking to see what we can find out about a Godin and C foundry at Guise in Ain. See if we can find out a bit about the life and history of this rather, I think that's a smashing little thing. Very pleased with that. And I'm not telling you how much I paid, but this is me. I don't pay lots of money for anything. So yeah, very, very nice, I think.